Most agents think geographic farming is postcards. It's not. Postcards are just the paper. Geographic farming is how you become the obvious choice in one neighborhood over time. And I want to be clear right up front. Farming isn't a tactic you try. It's a commitment you choose. If you treat it like a marketing idea, you'll quit before it works. If you treat it like a system you run consistently, it becomes predictable. Here's the anchor line. Farming isn't passive. When it's done right, it's an active listing system. Let's define it simply. Farming is not branding. Farming is not I mailed something once. Farming is relationship building at scale. It's a listing generation system. Buyers are a byproduct. Referrals are a byproduct. Recognition is a byproduct, but listings are the goal. And most agents don't fail at farming because it doesn't work. They fail because they don't stay consistent long enough to let it work. So I'm going to make this ridiculously simple. Geographic farming is X, Y, and Z. X is consistency. Y is visibility. Z is conversations. If you do those three things long enough in one neighborhood, you become the obvious choice. Now I'm going to walk you through three parts. What it is, how to do it, and how to manage it so you don't burn out, get annoyed, or quit early. First, you install the system, then you run the system. And running it is where the money is. Let's start with step one. Pick the right farm. This is where most people mess it up. 4 criteria. Convenience. Price point alignment. Turnover. Market share. Convenience first. It needs to be close to where you live or work, because you need to be there regularly. Distance kills consistency. If you don't want to be there all the time, don't farm it. Second, price point alignment. Your farm should match your average sales price. Don't force a mismatch that makes your math harder than it needs to be. Third, turnover. Look back 3 to 5 years, not just the last 12 months. 4 to 5% turnover is workable. 7 to 8% is ideal. And if it's your own neighborhood, farm it regardless. You're already there. Fourth, market share. Pull the data. Don't guess. In most neighborhoods, no agent has over 10%. If someone has over 20%, take a closer look. But don't let assumptions make decisions for you. Perception is not reality. Now the timeline, because this is where people get emotional. Year 1 is awareness and credibility. Year 2 is listings and momentum. If you quit early, the system didn't fail. The timeline did. Okay, now step 2. Build the farming machine. And I'm going to save you a lot of stress right here. You do not need to be creative. You need to be consistent. Done is better than perfect. Here's the minimum standard. 1 value touch per month. Non-negotiable. 1 touch per month minimum. If you mail it, make it stand out. Bigger. Thicker stock. Professional. If you can't afford mail right now, print it and door knock. The method is flexible. The consistency is not. And here's how to keep it simple on content. Rotate 5 categories. A neighborhood market update. A home maintenance tip. A local event or community feature. A vendor spotlight. And a home value or equity update a few times per year. Home value creates curiosity. Curiosity creates conversation. Conversation creates listing opportunities. Now I'm going to give you the most important rule in the entire system. Every single touch needs a CTA or a call to action. Every single one. If it doesn't tell them what to do next, it's just decoration. Mailing without a call to action, it is passive. Farming with a call to action or CTA is active. 1 clear call to action per touch. Call, text, scan a QR code, request a home value, RSVP for an event, ask for a vendor recommendation. That CTA is what turns awareness into conversations. And that's how farming becomes a listing system. Now let's talk visibility. Because you don't farm from your office. You farm with your presence. Walk the neighborhood, drive through it, wave, say hi, do Popeyes, be seen. That's why. Visibility. Now let's talk market mastery, because it makes you dangerous in a good way. Preview listings in your farm. Non-negotiable. This makes your pricing sharper, your confidence stronger, your conversations better, and it separates you from agents who only know what Zillow says. Now step 3. Run the system and manage it. This is where people either win or drift. Here's the weekly routine. About 2.5 hours. Treat it like a business appointment. not something you squeeze in. Review neighborhood stats for 10 minutes. Call 5 homeowners or call around a just sold. Be visible for 30 minutes. Walk, drive, pop by notes. Prep your next monthly touch and confirm your CTA. Then update your CRM and track your numbers. That's it. Weekly rhythm. Now, monthly rhythm, one value touch goes out, one clear CTA, and one proof element when you have it, like a just sold, a testimonial, or a quick market win. Now, quarterly rhythm. Run this in 12-week sprints. Track 4 numbers each week. Conversations, CMAs. Listing appointments, listings taken. Because what gets measured gets improved. And if you're consistent but results feel flat, it's almost always one of 4 things. Your farm is too big. Your CTA is weak or missing. You're not visible. Or you're not having enough conversations. Farming works. But it only works when you run the system. Now let's talk cost, because people obsess over this. There is no fixed cost for geographic farming. It depends on farm size, frequency, touch type, and partner leverage. And by the way, you do not have to carry the cost alone. Title partners, lenders, and vendors can help support value and sometimes cost. But you stay the advisor. Partners support the value. They don't replace you. And here's the key point. If farming feels expensive, it's usually a structure problem, not a farming problem. Shrink the farm. Increase partner leverage. Door drop instead of mail. But keep the system consistent. Now I'll bring it home. Geographic farming is X, Y, and Z. X is consistency. Monthly touches, consistent brand, consistent message. Y is visibility. You being seen, present, and active in the neighborhood. Z is conversations. CTAs that create calls and texts. Just sold conversations. Value-based updates that lead to CMAs and appointments. You don't need dozens of ideas. You need a few core activities done consistently. Pick the right farm. Commit long enough to let it work. Be visible. Create consistent conversations. Run the system. That's how you become the obvious choice. And if you want help building your geographic farming plan, or you feel a little stuck and you want a simple path to get back in motion, I'd love to help. There's a link below where you can book a quick call. We'll look at your business, your schedule, your budget, and your market, and map out a farm plan you can actually stick to. If you're ready to get organized, get consistent, and get to the next level, the link is below. I'll see you on the call.